let's segue to our Week 11 matchup against the Cardinals. Guys, we know the Cardinals have a lot of injuries, big-time injuries. Their secondary, banged up. No Will Johnson. Their linebacker, Wilson, is out.
Wilson, yeah.
Mac Wilson. Who was that guy in the draft that had the little short arms? Mac. Remember we're making fun of him? He has short arms. Anyway. So Mac Wilson is out, and he was a big reason why we couldn't even run the football. He was dominating out there. He won't be out there. Now they are going to have their pass rushers in Josh Sweat, Walter Nolan, Calais Campbell, the guy who just never seems to get old. So they do have that, and of course they do have. Thank you, Kenny. 49ers.
Baron Browning's also out. That's actually a big thing. Baron Browning's out for the Cardinals, so their other pass rushers out. So that's actually kind of a nice thing.
But they do have Trey McBride, and I think that is where they're going to try to attack the Niners, is McBride against our linebackers, because we know that D. Winters has not done a great job in coverage. That was one of the things that we talked about in the offseason, is that he had high pass coverage numbers. Now it's gone the other way. Is it because of the dual knee injuries that he's suffering from? I don't know, but he has not looked good, and you have a very young linebacking core with Bethune and D. Winters. And God forbid, if they're smart, which Jonathan Gannon is smart, I think they attack Luke Gifford again with Trey McBride, because that's what they did with Ferguson.
Yep,
that's what McVay did. He attacked him with tight ends, and Luke Gifford, dude, he looked like Aaron trying to cover Ferguson out there, just like, oh! It was so bad. I was like, oh,
46-year-old overweight man versus a guy in the prime of his career.
And not only that, but like Ferguson totally pushed off of him, and he was like, "Hey, what the hell?" Yeah, and they didn't even call that. They're just like, "That's good." They were like, "This Niner team sucks anyway. It doesn't matter." So, with that being said, look, Niners are getting back Brock Purdy. They're getting back Ricky Pearsall. Exciting. How do you see this game shaking out, and what do you think are the keys to success for the 49ers? Let's start with Sterling.
Yeah, I think San Francisco is going to win. I think there's a lot of questions, a lot of worry, a lot of, wondering as to what Brock Purdy looks like. I think San Francisco is going to come out and win this game 27-16. I have a lot of hope in this defense. I think they'll bounce back. They're playing not Matthew Stafford on Sunday. They're playing a backup quarterback who's, although playing better than Kyler Murray was, still it's a backup quarterback. That'll have some success for sure, but this defense can't be that bad every single week, right? It's just not going to be that bad every single game when they're playing a rather piss-poor offense that doesn't have their best receivers out there on the football field. I think San Francisco wins 27-16. Keys of the game: get pressure on Brissett, bring delayed blitzes, bring nickel blitzes, bring safety blitzes. I know there's coverage problems. He is the most pressured quarterback in football right now. You can get to him. He's a sitting duck. He will hold the football for 3 seconds. That is an eternity. You can get him off his spots. He's not going to beat you with his legs. He's not going to make plays. I think for San Francisco's offense, take deep shots. They're not going to have their starting safety. Test those guys early. They're going to stack the box. They're going to want to get pressure on Purdy and test his foot early. How does that look? How do you do that? Deep shots and a bunch of screen passes. Feed CMC. Feed Jake Tunges, feed George Kittle, get guys out in open space, pull the offensive lineman out into space, and get them leading your ball carriers. I think that's the big key to this game. You don't want Purdy back there holding the football, wondering where he's going with it. Make decisions easy, simple, and avoid a further injury to that toe. Don't make Brock Purdy have to be mobile. That should be San Francisco's number one objective. How can we keep him in the pocket? How do you do that? Screen passes, get guys in open space, get your blockers out in space, and feed your stars. Let Kittle and CMC be the dink and dunk fest on Sunday as Purdy works his way back into the fray. You can win this game like that. That's why I think San Francisco wins 27-16 on Sunday against the Cardinals.
All righty. Aaron, what do you got?
I agree with everything you had to say about the offense to a T, like 100%. I would love to see a little bit more ball control too, as well, if they can, if it's possible. Don't score quickly, kind of hold on to that thing. I feel like the defense is still a liability. I feel like as long as Luke Gifford's out there covering tight ends, we're going to have problems. And I don't see the pass rush, even with a compromised quarterback like a Jacoby Brissett. I still don't see the Niners getting close to him during the game. I think the Niners win 37-25. I think it's going to be quite a
holy
shootout.
hell. Damn,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's going to be quite a shootout. I just think the Niners defense is they're playing with backups and listen, as much as I crap on the defense for being what they are, they have a ton of guys hurt. So they are what they are. Their defensive line from week 1 to now is essentially, I think, like, what is it? Like, everybody but Huff is gone. So like 3/4 of your line are gone. I would have loved to have seen Nick Martin, even though I know he plays a different position, be worked into
That's
things.
why
because
I didn't pull up the comment. I know Bashar said that. And I was like, dude, Sterling's going to be like, wait a minute. He doesn't play the same position.
I know. I knew Sterling would attack me on that one. I listened to some of the things Larry was saying about 6 players that he would start, and I guarantee that's not going to happen at any point this season. But no, I feel like the defense is still a liability. I feel like they give up a ton of points, but the Niners outscore them. The Niners have too many weapons on offense for this game to be close. I just don't think the Niners defense on the other side of it is good enough to really beat or really stop anybody, even a compromised team like the Arizona Cardinals. So 37-25.
All right. As for me, I think that the Niners are going to win this game because the Cardinals are decimated. Yes, they're at home, but I think the Niners are going to have some momentum on their side, getting Pearsall back, getting Brock Purdy back. I see the Niners winning this game 31-21. And this being a game where everyone's like, dude, I'm so glad Brock is back. Now, how are we going to win this game? For me, the keys to the game is you have to be able to run the football. We saw what the Seahawks did to the Cardinals last week up in Seattle. If you can run the ball on these guys, you can really dictate the game, the pace of the game as well, and the time of possession. And I think that's what they're going to try and do. I told Sterling this yesterday. I feel like Shanahan is going to test that toe early in the game because while he's fresh, while he's not aggravated in any way, I think you're going to see a lot of play action early in this game. Get Brock stretched out, get him throwing the ball, get him moving a little bit. And we're going to see the Niners really go for that opening touchdown to really set the tone for the rest of this game. I see Niners winning this game 31-21 because the defense is not very good. They are going to give up 21 points. But I think the Niners getting Pearsall back, getting Brock Purdy back, and having their line kind of healthy again, I think they're going to find a lot more success in scoring. So I see that final score of 31-21. I don't see the defense making a huge effort to stop these guys. However, I don't see the Arizona offense being able to really move the ball all that great against the Niners. Getting Alfred Collins back, I think that's going to really slow down the running game up the middle, which is going to slow down Arizona. And really, I don't think they should be blitzing more than 50% of the time. I think that, this is a game where you got to let your front four at least give them a chance to get out there and blitz on some third downs, but not blitz, on first or second down whatsoever. I think third down is a blitzing down. Get pressure on Jacoby Brissett when you have to. And I think that, look, the guy, like you said, he holds the ball for 3 seconds. That's like 1,000, 2, 1,000. That's a long time. So I think the Niners need to be able to get pressure on him, but they can't give up free rushers, which when you have a blitzing rusher, maybe a corner, a safety, or a linebacker, that usually means there's somebody open out on the field. Now, I think one thing Niner fans are going to notice is this is not Matthew Stafford. This is Jacoby Brissett. And look, I like Jacoby Brissett a lot. I think he's a really good quarterback.
Yeah, he's fine.
I think he might be the heir apparent to Mac Jones. But I don't think he's going to carve you up the way Matthew Stafford did. I mean, at the end of that game against the Rams, Stafford was literally toying with the Niners defense. Doing the hard count, and getting them to jump off sides. He was just like, got him. At that point, he was just having fun because he knew there was nothing they could do. I mean, he's doing no-look passes. You know what I mean? It was just like, my God, this is comical at this point. And the way he played, I was like, man, I hate saying this, but I was like, man, I wish we had Matthew Stafford. That would have been.
Yep.
Yeah. Almost did. Almost did.
Almost did. But yes, I see the Niners winning
31 hand grenades.
I know.
It's true.
I see him winning 31-21, and this being a Niners win. Niners
Have you heard that story of what
74.
happened that night that the Rams got Stafford?
Yeah. I heard him, Shanahan, and McVay talking about it in the interview. Where
that was one of those like Niners thought they were in a good place with Detroit. Shanahan goes to bed in Cabo, and McVay makes the call at midnight and is like, "You want Jared Goff and 2 first-round draft picks?" And they were like, "Yeah." And Shanahan was like, "What the hell? I thought we had a deal."
Well,
Crazy.
But he also said
What a
too.
swindle.
Shanahan also said that his sources that told him, we're in a good spot. You don't have to rush into this. And then he did say recently, he's like, yeah, I actually got a call from a friend of mine, and he said, hey, if you want Stafford, you need to go now. And he said, well, I mean, I have a source that says that I could sleep on this, so I think we'll be okay. And then they made the trade, and he was like, God damn it. And he had watched all kinds of tape.
Hey, by the way, there's a new documentary coming out called The Rise of the 49ers.
It looks awesome. On AMC, right?
For an old head like me who lived through most of that, I'm ready to go.
Absolutely. So
back to when winning mattered. Yeah.
Right. Let's go over the scores one more time. Sterling has them winning 27-17. That was the score, wasn't it?
Yes. No, yes. 27-16.
Whatever. 27-17, 49ers win. I'm up by a point. Come on. Aaron has them winning 37-25, just a complete lashing of offense all over them. Sterling hears something in the background. I don't know what it is. And I have them winning 31-21. And for me, I think this is, I don't want to say wishful thinking, but this is best case scenario. Offense finds its rhythm. Brock Purdy looks sharp, and the offense is able to score at will. And oh my God, what's going on?
There's dogs. I don't know where they're coming from.
It's not your dog?
I don't think so. It's in the house. I'll mute myself. Sorry.
No, I can't even hear the dog, so you're fine.
Wow. Random dog just entering his house. That's it.
I don't know what's going on, man.
Right in.
I don't know what's happening.
We got about 2 minutes left. Let's check it out. Jacoby Brissett, Chile, last 4 games, at least 2 touchdowns, over 250 yards passing in every game, rushing yards, a rushing TD as well. That's great. I don't see them doing that again. Again, remember, we have Robert Saleh as our defensive coordinator.
Also super skewed.
Yeah, who were they playing in those games?
They played Seattle, and they were down by 38 in like the first quarter.
And at that point, Seattle's like, "Oh no, you threw another pass.
He
My
also
bad."
Fumbled against the Seahawks too. We're just forgetting that. You put the Dallas Cowboys defense. They are legitimately the worst defense in football besides the Bengals. Yeah, Brissett's playing good, but like, let's not act like you're not playing a world beater on Sunday. You're playing a mid-tier quarterback that can give you something better than Kyler Murray was, which is, again, a roller coaster ride on top of it.
So Howdy says, statistically speaking, Stafford and Purdy are the best anticipation throwers in the league. I would agree with that. I think they're both really good at that. Kenny 49ers says, I wish we had drafted TreVeyon Henderson. We'd be a scary offense. I think so, but TreVeyon Henderson would be sitting on the bench, and it'd be all Christian McCaffrey because he's a rookie, and he'd be like, Shanahan would be like, oh, I don't trust him.
He's not ready.
Cam's dad says Kyle's first series will be a very important to get 13-1 to settle in, go to 85-23. And that's the thing, is that I think, like I said, early play action, get him out, throwing the ball, try and see what you got mobility wise in Brock Purdy when he's still early and healthy. I think later in the game, you want to be able to run the football and just sort of put this game away with the running game. The Cardinals, like we talked about yesterday, will probably load the box, send pass rushers at Purdy, and that's why I think play action will benefit them a lot in this game. Guys, that's going to do it for the show. I want to thank Aaron. I want to thank Sterling. And I want to thank myself for coming out here and talking to you guys and going over all the 49ers news, getting you ready for kickoff this Sunday when the Niners take on the Cardinals in Arizona. Guys, real quick, where can they find you and all your content? Aaron, go.
49ers First Takes on Instagram, TikTok, and X.
All right. Sterling.
You can find me on social media at 49ers_access is the X, 49ers.access is the Instagram, and get the podcast where all podcasts are available and on YouTube.
And you can find me over on YouTube at Dre Area Sports, on X at Dre Area Sports, Instagram, Facebook. And if you want to support my channel, just go to my website, which is DreAreaSports.com. There are memberships available on the website, and that's the best way to support the channel. Everyone, go Niners. We'll see how they perform this Sunday. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be a great game. Brock Purdy is back. Ricky Pearsall is back. And let's see if the Niners can pull out a win and improve to 7-4. You're listening to the Cover 3 podcast on all three of our channels. All right, guys. Have a good night. Peace.